Green new scam, I mean deal.
Because I mean, we talk about some of like maybe the top three failures of the Green New Deal, which Trump calls,
The Green News scam.
the
I
Green New
mean,
scam.
he might
In
not be
in
wrong.
policy is trying to be forward thinking, and I get it, but it's three things that probably happened there. The first thing, and we didn't get to the comment that was there, so, but the
Oh,
first
okay, we
thing
can do that after.
is the failure to become law, right? So the core of the Green New Deal resolution has repeatedly failed to advance in the US Senate anyway, and it remains like a non-binding statement of goals rather than an actual policy. So that was one of the issues. So without passage, none of the headline targets, so the net zero timeline, the jobs guarantees, the large scale retrofit, so all of the infrastructure that we're talking about they're not legally mandated or funded, and it's basically rhetorical stuff. So it really didn't hit the way it was supposed to. Lack of detailed implementable design. So analysts across the spectrum note that the resolution is extremely broad and light when it comes to mechanisms and timelines, the regulatory designs. I'm saying big words, but what I'm really meaning is that the policy there to actually operationalize this stuff didn't exist. So, people got money. Some people saw windmills. Some people saw, these chargers that take you 12 hours and shit to get into. It was just terrible. And so it became Betamax, beta tapes. And then the last part of this is the cost and the economic risks. And this is where we get into with some of this car stuff with the tax refunds or rebates and all of that stuff coming with EVs. Multiple studies argue that the plan implied spending runs into trillions of dollars and estimated several thousands to tens of thousands of dollars per household per year in its early phases. And that's what comes to dumping money. So like the taxes that you were using to support the EVs that people wanted but didn't want, they got them because you was if you had money on the side, you could flip it. Essentially, if you got a couple of these cars early, you take one of them cyber beasts before everybody said cyber no to them, and you buy something when everybody think it's the hotness, and you get to flip it for more than what it was worth. But real quick, people started saying, hey, I want to give this back, or I don't want to, it was supposed to be bulletproof and all types of stuff. Kind of didn't meet the mark of where it was supposed to.
It was supposed to be bulletproof?
Something like that. You supposed to throw that rock and hit that window, and then, all of a sudden it said, sploosh, different thing. He was like, oh, shit. You remember that? It was all over the news.
Yeah, it was. They were doing like an event, and you're supposed to go up there and do that. Yeah, windmills are some of the biggest scams ever. Why we aren't using more nuclear? I mean, them nuclear plants are not necessarily great either, though. Like, super
not
dangerous.
After a certain amount of time. Yeah.
And it's super dangerous. I actually knew a girl that her husband worked in the nuclear plant. Yeah, they get paid a bag because it is just probably not good for your lifespan. Just probably not. I don't know. I don't know how many people have actually seen one in real life, but I mean, it just looks like probably not good for us. It just don't even look like
something different than what it actually does. It is clean energy. It is clean energy for a rather long time. But what do you do with the reactor once it is met its end of life?
Ending.
And that is the hard part, the upkeep of these particular places. You gotta, how do you dispose of this stuff? Do you burn it? I know there's a couple places in Ohio that kind of go through nuclear waste and all of that kind of stuff. But my goodness, it is a dangerous thing to do. So I get it. So you can go ahead and move on to what you want to do now.
Only thing I was gonna say about the hydrogen car was that it might be.
I gotta see how dangerous it is.
I don't want to say it's the worst thing ever, but it's given water and prayers, and I can't do it. The way these data centers is taking up all the water, you about to be done.
I take a chance. Shit.
Water and prayers.
Put a couple, get some water in that thing.
The other comment we had was, I want the car from Demolition Man if I'm trying to get home to use the 3 shells. I ain't got 40 minutes to charge them. You don't have 40 minutes to charge your car. Like, somebody breaks in your house, you just put the car on a charger.
Well, I mean, you do that. Somebody break in your house and then somebody get hurt and you gotta go to the hospital. You can't drive yourself. You gotta wait on the ambulance because
do you have
your
a vehicle?
car can't charge.
It's at 2%. All right, y'all.
Say the real risk of hydrogen is hydrogen is highly flammable with an invisible flame. In an enclosed space with a leak can build up in an ignitable or explosive concentration if ventilation or detection fails. So garages and tunnels are the main concern in these types of scenarios. Yeah, I can see that being something. Yeah, everybody looking like Goofy. Yeah. All right.
So I can either keep rocking with this. I'm gonna do this quick on Trump, and then I'm gonna move away from Trump for a second. Listen, we already talked about what he's talked about, so he's relevant. Y'all know what he said to that lady though? Drop some drip in the comments. Is this how? Have y'all heard of this? Have y'all seen this yet? I had to share this with y'all.
Quiet. A clip of Donald Trump. A clip of Donald Trump calling a reporter piggy is now going viral. Just days before reversing his stance on releasing the Epstein files, President Donald Trump told a reporter to, quote, "quiet piggy." It was in response to a question she asked about his name being raised in emails sent by convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I know nothing about that. They would have announced that a long time ago.
Now, if y'all thought for 1 second that he was calling the Green New Deal, the Green New Scam, that he was gonna stop once he became president, or not keep his savageness going with the very direct language that he's using, I think people are sadly mistaken. That right there tells you that can't stop, won't stop. He gonna keep on talking. And she was talking the way she was talking. He gonna call her whatever he gonna call her. Grab her by the P word is still in effect, baby. Leader of the free world, y'all. That's all I'm saying.